You may notice my voice sounding a little bit different. I turned off the 100 Hz roll-off switch since I'm already mucking about with the lower parts of my audio with EQ. Wait a second. That was interesting. I have... Actually, I'm just going to show it off real quick. I have a whole bunch of chests I still need to grab at some point in time. I know what they are. I actually have looked into it. The unmapped area, those are both from items I need to purchase from Aaron. The nest is from an item I need to purchase from Aaron. The hamlet is from pots or barrels that I just missed. The sands are from palm tree items I missed. The shore is actually just from a room that I think I just missed entirely or walked through as quickly as possible. And the disease is from a chest I grabbed once and did not grab on my second go through of the area. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Do I have... not enough to do anything. I'm going to want some energy restores just because I am going to want to have the ability to revive a fair amount. Because one of the people we have now that we did not have first time I showed off this area is, of course, Eretz. There's also the question of, well, who the hell do I want to have all this various gear on? Most of it's not really endgame level gear. I mean, you know, the spec sender isn't really meaningfully better than, or I shouldn't say better, better or worse than any of these other weapons. It's just, it is what it is. And the spec sender does have an issue in that it's, you know, all-purpose, doesn't really do anything. But I do think it's probably worth equipping on Randolph, just so that he has more attack going into his spells. Not having as much... Eventually, I'll probably do this off screen, but sometime I'm going to want to get the Zara Sword leveled up, because while the Zara Sword and Keldalade are very, very similar as far as extras go, Keldalade does not provide evade. Damn hidden stats. I'm going to be going with the Daybreak Club because of its all-purpose huge defensive bonus. Other things may be better eventually, but at the start right now I think it's going to be just a fair bit stronger. Similarly, I think I'm going to be rocking the Leviathan. I suspect this will probably be, ultimately, Randolph's armor. Once we get to the point where he no longer needs the soul shackles. But that'll be a bit from now. More importantly, we do have one slimy goop somewhere. There we go. That'll be useful for a couple reasons. One of which is just he'll take a shit ton of damage. I'm tempted not to actually put a real defensive armor on him, but most of the other armor won't really work that well as all-purpose anyway. So, other pieces. And I should probably use the no-name choice wine on somebody. I've just been kind of holding off on using up a lot of this stuff. Wait a second, did I... Oh, that might be bad. I made up the second Chatty Barber, is what I'm saying might be potentially an issue. I also can't remember how Eritz's growths go. I think it's pretty similar to Camille, which actually is not that great. Because, of course, he has that, he's the one that has the Starfall magic. Oh wait, no, the Chatty Barber's hair. What I was thinking was the whatever item the Demon Wings is used in. Because normally there is no real correlation between agility and skill for your characters. Yeah, since I'm probably ultimately going to want him to be a caster, that's probably the way to go. That means let's pop out and walk back in to get him healed. Oh. Huh. For whatever reason, I hadn't noticed that before, and I only noticed that because it was at the edge of my vision. So... these fires are dangerous. If you walk into one, it's like the knives. But a hell of a lot stronger, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't know how strong any of this is. At least partially because I've not done any of this with this party. Memory. So they drop things with the same name as they have. Actually, it's still just easiest to compare to that. Oh, that's a decent amount of health, but I mean we have Slimy Goop. I don't know what closed the that little sub window. Now, because we have a whole bunch of the energy restores, I'm not too concerned about using spells. I believe once we finish each area, we will go back to that the hub for the imagination. Okay, so it looks like these guys walk fairly slowly. And, something I was mentioning at the very start. If my voice is a little bit louder than normal, that's because I took the compressor off my voice. I originally had a compressor that also had a fair amount of makeup gain on it, but it really didn't seem to be working the way I expected it to. And I'm using these to get fights in, because I'm pretty sure once we get to the point of well, basically anything leveling up, we are going to be sufficiently stronger that we might be able to get away with using lightning. Now, that's a bottle, basically. When I say anything, I really just mean the holy sword that cuts the dark, because that's going to be, of course, a major damage increase for Camille. We actually have a fair amount of cash. Was cast on the wrong person. That actually is probably fine. I want up there, but that's real annoying. I might just have to bite the bullet and take a whole bunch of damage to get up there. I wish I knew why the flames seem to be congregating to that area, though. As the last several areas have shown, taking fights slowly is very important. Most of these things are not especially dangerous if we can avoid excessive encounters. The holy sword that cuts the dark is, well, actually it's real useful for us right now. With Camille critting more than half the time, I say as she, doesn't crit at all. I believe this is just a matter of hitting all of these buttons. Not 100% certain, though. That's the way out, and not the way forward. Ah, that took out the flames. That's good. It seems like I was incorrect before. The SP regen does not cap at 10 SP, it appears to cap at 15 SP. And I don't think Randolph has quite enough SP for it to hit that cap. But I think he's still getting 13 or 14 back each time. I think it's 14. Okay, so that's the exit. We need to hit buttons somewhere over here to get rid of the flame enemies. Okay. So. Well, we'll see. Once the yellow goes away, does he have enough to cast? It looks like it's going to be... Oh, yes, but just barely. That actually is useful. For a non-obvious reason. One of the achievements we were missing was take more than 100 damage in a single hit. There is... Well, there's also, I think it's one for 200 or 300. Now, we don't need to necessarily survive those, is the nice thing. But if you're set up defensively, it can be tough to even take those hits. Also, I should probably have that up. Oh, no, I was incorrect. We have the take 100. We need the take 200 and take 300. I knew there was two achievements related to taking damage we didn't have. I just couldn't remember which ones they were. Some of the other ones that we do not yet have, but will likely get some point in time in the future, are use items 100 times, and I think that's in battle. Don't know 100%. And defend 50 times. Defending will eventually become something we actually do regularly with Eretz. Once we get his SP up there and some defend or recover SP when defending gear on him. Because, of course, the recover SP when defending recovers just a flat 10%. which if you have, like, say, 90 SP, is half of a healing magic. Healing magic, of course, being a free way to recover 60 health. Which can make, you know, that's about the same amount as these denials are hitting us for. Now, these are the easiest of the sets of enemies in the imagination. But I'm still taking it slow, at least partially because we have a, you know, fairly low gear levels on quite a few of our important pieces, but also because I'm trying to avoid having Arets die unnecessarily. But I mean, our potion supply is actually doing pretty well. I think we're half-ish through the area. That's not the right attack. Do I feel like I've missed a chest already? Okay. I couldn't remember if we had hit that one yet. I don't know what that is. Okay, so I think that's what happens if you go in before you've hit all of the switches. Let's heal a tiny bit and then use this denial here. Get a little bit of additional regeneration. Now, I believe these sell for like 1,000-ish. So it's pretty similar to the way the Leviathan depths were. Just the enemies are a lot more dangerous. The denials walking at a regular speed once you get in combat is always kind of weird, especially since they're still not aggressive, they're still just on their random pattern. But I believe that most of these enemies are set up to have a fairly low drop rate because of the fact that, well, you basically have to fight all of them. Not a huge deal, but... Huh, I had not noticed. Oh. That's just a different color switch. Uh-huh. Oh, it doesn't get rid of that flame. Wonder if that... Well, no, because I've gotten close enough that we would have initiated combat with that one if it was special. Unless it's special and requires you to walk into it. Oh, that one actually looks like it is being aggressive. Interesting. Maybe in this cave they are aggressive? Yeah, that actually appears to be the case. Well... And I just realized that that could have gone super poorly, super easily. Using Dragon Slayer while you have a heal queued up is... I'm not going to say it's the height of stupidity. But it's definitely the stupidest thing I have done on a run where I'm, you know, actually expecting to live. This is presumably the same thing, yeah. Either Camille had a bit more damage on her than everybody else, which is possible, I've not paid that much attention to health. Or that might have only been affecting her. No, because everybody else is missing too. So I guess I just missed her having a bit of damage on her in comparison. Oh. These walk normal speed, anyway. And actually, we are at the point where we don't need that slimy goop anymore. So, of course, it comes down to what the hell do we want on there? Let's make it more obvious what the hell I'm actually getting out of any of these. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. My knee popped, and I needed to stretch that. I mean, the black dress would make him very, very good defensively. The slightly dirty clothes would be, you know, more strong offensively, but... I'm thinking probably gonna go with the black dress just for, the defensive side, keep his ass alive. Because I don't think I have anything else that's, you know, particularly great as far as... Well, actually, the Stained Wings... They're not necessarily a long-term item, but I mean, the black dress wouldn't be gaining anything. One of the problems with trying to use Aerith's, trying to get Aerith's gear levels up, this is it. Well, this and one other area. Okay, looks like we will get one more light axe out of this current set of SP. I'm gonna see actually if it will go up to the 16 here. Just barely. Unfortunately, I don't think that those are stacked up enough to actually get them both with that. Well, let's see if... Okay. We may actually be getting strong enough that we don't need to be using light axe on those anyway. Yeah. I didn't... I don't know why there was some slowdown there. I had assumed I was going this way to get another red-pink switch. Well, I'll have to keep that room in mind. That's not good. Got a crash. So everything there was lost. Annoying, but it happens. The reason for the crash, though, is weird. So I have this open, but I'm actually gonna mess around with something first. And actually, no, we're gonna close that. We're gonna enable debug mode real quick. Once I can remember how the hell to do it. Reason being has nothing to do with wanting to cheat, and everything to do with wanting the extra save. Because that's the only part of debug I'm going to use. Now, what was it that we'd actually equipped? Oh, the Stained Wing. Since he's strongly dependent on not getting hit to survive anyway, I may as well actually, you know, have him set up so that if he gets hit, he's screwed anyway. I guess that's level dependent. Weird. I was unaware of that. Or maybe he needs a certain amount of HP, or I don't know. I'm guessing it's just he gets it after a certain level, but that's interesting. I can't actually check that, can I? The reason that I want the save is actually so I can get the info on what the issue is and replicate it potentially, or fix it if I can figure out what the issue is and it's fixable. I knew that was going to happen some point in time. Those are not stacked up well enough to actually have Light Axe work on both of them, unfortunately. We also appear to not be getting the same level of luck we got first time, which is especially unfortunate since we didn't die, we had a crash. Actually super curious as to what gets Eric's that healing magic now, though. he demonstrably does not have it. Okay, that will help Eretz with staying alive. Oh, and one of the things that I've used to check things, but wasn't really intending to use that's part of the debug package, is walk through walls. It also, the same button lets you avoid encounters. That part of it doesn't really work very well. It's inconsistent in comparison. It's very much not reliable, I guess is what I should say. That was dumb of me. I was thinking I'd already used the energy restore. I'm probably going to have to go through this area again anyway, so I'm not as concerned about getting in a whole bunch of fights. Eventually I'll figure out what the hell provides access to healing magic on Eretz. I don't know why the fuck he doesn't have it. I'm suspecting that it might just be HP total. Because it's definitely not that, you know, he was like level 15 or something. But I mean, even that's not enough right now. So I really don't know. Fun times. Maybe it's equipping the slimy... Why the fuck would it be equipping the slimy goop to him, though? And why don't other people learn it when they have the slimy goop equipped? This game's just dumb sometimes. I'm still doing things mostly as normal just because I'm not really seeing a reason not to. Yeah, I'm thinking this is not it, so... But the other area will still provide a crash because I didn't fix the thing because I wasn't sure what the issue was. Well, that was interesting. I guess it, didn't look like it was walking into me, but it walked into me. That is one of the potential issues with the way the non-square, area we can actually walk interacts with the squares of RPG Maker. Tiles, I guess I should say. And knowing it's going to crash there, I'm actually just kind of pushing through and not really giving a shit about my resource usage. Okay, so graphics, panoramas, and then it's a long bit of text there. I can actually find the file that has that name. Why is that having an issue? just a second. Oh, of course that didn't save properly. That's actually a good question. Is the file properly named in the version that I can see here? It appears to be. That is weird. Why aren't you working? So, I don't know if it'll... Oh, no, it won't show up. Might that be... Yeah, that's the issue that I'm having. I believe what that says is the file, whatever, could not be found. So, that's the issue that popped up. Well... Let's see real quick. So that's supposed to teleport us to the cloudy part. I could actually tell because the... item we had seen. But what I can't tell is where the fuck it gets the tile info from. Also, why isn't it showing up? Ah. Oh, okay. I think I see. There's a distinct possibility that this was my fuck up. Let's see if that fixes it. This will actually give me the opportunity to show off one thing that is slightly different. You might notice the text being ever so slightly different. Okay. The reason for that is because we're running this in Japanese locale. I don't know if that was necessary for this to work. But I think when I made the change as far as... Oh, interesting. I didn't realize those were actually enemies. What's that drop do? That's a pretty decent amount of skill. Also, I actually kind of like this font a bit more for the numbers. It's a bit bolder. It's a bit easier to read, in my opinion. And no, for the record, I'm not holding control, or else I would be avoiding at least some of these encounters. This area is designed to fuck with you. I think that's bad. Hey, it's something that it's been on screen for a while. It's our just compensation. It's also probably my favorite mimic in all of video games. Oops, that's the wrong thing. Oh, also you can see that there are brackets around the normal text. This is a interesting effect of... There are two different... well, for what I'm doing, there's two different DLL files we could use for King Chronicle, which I'm now realizing the folder that I'm using this in is misspelled. This is the 104 English DLL, which oddly actually has support for a certain amount of Japanese characters. So this will, generally speaking, probably run a bit better. But it only has that support if it is... Actually, I do think these are probably the more dangerous. Yeah, definitely the more dangerous. Well... Okay. Well. Since we know this actually works, what I'm going to do here is take this back so that we're at a real save point. Then I'll restart this without debug mode. I mean, I could just take it from that point with Not using debug mode, but if we hit the same thing, I would really prefer to actually have to come back and do everything again. Because that was a legitimate game over. That was I didn't do a good enough job controlling where enemies were, and died. Well, it's not that difficult to get there or get back. I probably should have done this once I got to that screen, probably the first one with the cave anyway. But this will slightly change the way certain things look. It has not been too obvious at this point. Because I've not gotten any of the pop-ups for the bottom. Oh, this is story. About this flower. I'm really going to take it, okay? I told you it's fine. Hurry up and take it. Weren't you drawing a picture of a flower? Yeah, I changed my mind. I see. Alright, then I'll take it off your hands. I'll take good care of it. Okay. Well, I'll be back again later. You don't have to come back. And that then becomes a white symbol. Now, I don't know if you noticed it, and I was coughing, so I couldn't actually point it out at the time. But this text is different. Of course, this text is slightly different because it includes the symbols. I don't know if anything's different in here. To be honest, I didn't check it out. But I think one of the easy ways to get the... Oh, no. I guess we actually need to walk in here. I'm trying to get one of the little display pieces of text to... Demon King's Castle doesn't have Japanese text associated with it. Interesting. I think that might be one of the only ones. Now for here, the nest doesn't pop up until we come through here. And you notice there is text underneath the nest. I don't speak Japanese, or else I would probably know what the hell that was saying. Now I'm going to purchase the three-legged frog because it's a pretty good piece of gear defensively. I'm also, once we are back in the imagination, throw it on. And also show off why the Leviathan isn't really anything special. Yeah, all of our pieces of gear are actually providing a fair amount of one thing or another. You know, I don't think that the chatty barber is really helping us that much. So, I am going to throw on the slimy goop, see if I can find the slimy goop again. I mean, it should be on somewhere. No, actually, we want to save. And we'll see if this is what the issue was as far as not being able to use healing magic. I don't fucking get it. I don't get it in the slightest. That's actually useful. Yeah, and he keeps healing magic. So... I don't know. Genuinely do not know. My path through there is just basically dependent on who moves where. I know there's something in here. The issue comes down to... I don't know how to turn off the damage. Oh, damn it. Okay, so it looks like we have gotten to the point where lightning is probably strong enough most of the time. So that should be good for getting through this area. Less SP usage. I say that as I run into something that I did not need to fight, annoyingly. Now this might work without the Japanese locale and without the newer DLL. But I know that this works, so for the purposes of this stream, I am extremely hesitant to change it. no, I'm not really interested in getting the twin till leveled up. It's more that I think it's actually probably better on Parrots right now than most of the alternatives. Well, this is probably going poorly. Okay, so these aggressive flying enemies are things we want to take out quickly. I'm curious as to what that is because I don't know. Why does your onion cap become different colored? Now that is one thing that actually does help us avoid these enemies that are slightly faster than us in... Oh, I guess they're not faster than us in straight lines. I was thinking they were. Anyway, what I was saying there is... going at angles is very beneficial for avoiding those. Those hit like trucks. So, note to self, want to avoid the isolations. But I guess the those flying things are only faster than us if we are moving at diagonals. That's annoying. I was actually trying to grab one. Because I really wanted to fight those one-on-one. Is there nothing here? Is there actually just no chests here? Weird. that was actually fairly convenient. I super lucked into having the twin tail equipped for this, but it's really nice to have on. Oh, I didn't even see that one. That was weird. I was assuming that was going to be something different because it was not aggressive and moving slowly in comparison to what most of them were moving at. Hey there, book. Oh, actually. I just realized what that white circle was. Hello there, recipe. Hello there, arguably most important recipe. Those are ways back. Which means, yes, I accidentally skipped a way back. Because I didn't know what the hell it was. Oh, that would actually also be real good for trying to run through that damaging area. Okay. So that's good and all. Because we've run through 2 more areas, we have 2 more bits of text between, well, a blue voice and a yellow voice. Now, we saw the yellow voice at the start of the game. That was whoever was talking to Camille. The blue voice is new. Hey there, what are you doing this time? Are you writing something? Show it to me. Do whatever you want. Well, then I guess I will. I'll just flip through it. What do you think? Pretty interesting, right? Yep, pretty interesting. Especially this huge white space. I'm still writing that part. If you're finished, just get the hell out. Fine, I get it. Yeah, then leave already. So why are you living in this hole anyway? I said get out. So, based off this, based off location, based off the fact that this came from the book, came from Deester, and the blue Willstone was Harold Deester's, it can be reasonably assumed that the blue was Harold Deester. I realize I'm going very Aaron there. You again. I think I figured it out. You're a writer, right? And now you're worried because you're in a slump. That's why you look so unhappy. So you're thinking, if the circumstances were different, things might work out. And you're stuck racking your brain in a cave on a hard-to-reach island. So then why are you here? I wonder why. Probably because I'm bored. I see. Well, get the hell out. Also, I still owe you for the flower. Just get out right now. That is the best way to pay me back. Oh, and about your theory. First off, I'm not in a slump. I'm the same as ever. Secondly, I'm not even a writer. Aw, I was close. Actually, didn't even get one right. Will you just get out, please? So, whoever the yellow is, they are certainly an entertaining character. Now, where does goat fur come from? I don't know, I think it was a one-time drop from something. I might be wrong. No, the goat demons in the disease drop horns. What the fuck dropped the goat fur? Was it a boss? Only one I can actually remember right now is Dragon Scale. So. But you might be wondering why I was obsessing so much over the Aegis. I mean, one of the reasons is it's just a really strong piece of gear. And I mean, there's legitimate reason to say you can put it on basically anybody. It's that strong. But this would hurt right now because it would drop crit. Oh, and I should probably show off the especially strong. Well, I should probably show it off when compared to the Lucky Rabbit. Now the Aegis looks real good. Real good. The Aegis has a problem. It's pretty minor all told, but it does not get as strong through levels as most everything else does. This is going to be especially obvious with its agility, which, you know, you're looking at it, I think that's 10 agility. So you might be thinking, okay, so that will go up to 16 agility. Well, no, actually, because it's a 15% increase each level, it only goes up to 14. The crit only goes up to 7 instead of the 8 you might expect. Although actually it's single digits, so it probably would only be 7 anyway. You know, it's not a huge deal, but the difference between it getting, what, that's 40 skill, that would normally be 64, and instead 58 is what you get, is a little bit painful. I mean, all told, it's still the best sporadic guard item in the game, I'm pretty damn sure. If not the best, one of the best. And I mean, it provides agility, so it helps make sporadic guard even better. And that's the real reason why we'll probably end up using it in an all-purpose slot rather than actually as an armor. We get enough glass fragments. Yeah, one more bottle. Now, as I mentioned, the loss of crit will hurt. It will be annoying. But that's one of the reasons why I'm going to be going back through the starting area, so I can get to that white portal again. Also, most likely need to use Light Axe a little bit more consistently again. Unfortunately, while the whatever the hell it is I'm using is a very strong weapon, it does still have some issues. Yeah, we can't actually use that. And again, since I'm just going for that white portal, don't need to worry about energy restore usage or stamina restore usage. I mean, I probably should try to get into the 15 fights to get that up to level 1. But beyond that, I'm not too concerned about it. Oh, that's actually annoying, but I think I got those actually stacked up. It turns out I was incorrect. Or at least incorrect enough that it, maybe Light Axe just has a even worse area. Well, no, actually, what it probably was I was expecting it to be a larger area than it really does. Because they probably weren't stacked up as well as I thought they were. They're really probably stacked up no better than this. It's just because they were right on top of each other. This time, though, we're really gonna get Emil killed. Yeah, it's a good time. Good thing that I know. You know, as soon as we get to the next area, I can just get more potions. And we did get debug actually disabled, so can't cheat that way. I mean, I could try, but it wouldn't do anything. See, and that's that flower. I don't know if that's always that flower, but I know that this time that's that flower. And we can go back and go through there. I'm not going to bother with that though. I think pressing on will get me better rewards. And this is a punishment area. You might be wondering, well, why would you go through a punishment area? Pretty much intentionally. Because there's fucking chests down here. The game's a dick. Now, these really aren't worth fighting that much. They're kind of annoying. But they're still a fight as far as your items are concerned. So... you know, that's a level for Aegis. There we go. Wondering where this second chest was. There are... two punishment areas. Now in this case I'm gonna heal and save after we grabbed those sets of chests. Unfortunately, unlike most areas, you can't, once you solve this puzzle, which, I mean, admittedly, it's kind of tough to see. I couldn't remember if those guys were standing on something as well, and I wanted to get whatever their drop is. Their drop is cash. It doesn't do anything. And that's not a, oh, you know, well, that's because it's level 1 or level 0, whatever you want to call it. Their drop just doesn't do anything. Huh. That's... I didn't remember this being put in a random spot, so I'm going to go check the chest locations again. Because it'll take like a second. Okay, yeah, those are still open. Oops. Those just acting as transitions can make it kind of difficult at times. Now, I think this is... okay, so it looks like we need to fight one of those. And that should open it? Yeah. Unfortunately, now we can't... huh. Maybe it's once we go through that door we can't go back and do that anymore. Whoops. Although, actually, that's not true. It's not necessary to fight that unconscious. It's only necessary to fight that unconscious if you get it wrong, oddly. And again, the chests here are not going to be anything special, but we still want to grab them. Fighting two of those did give us the advantage of getting multiple traumas. Unfortunately, the traumas aren't really anything special either. I mean, that's kind of the thing the vast majority of the items we can get here, the final regular area of the game, kinda suck. Okay. We actually have access to see a fair bit more of this than we did with most of the previous areas. It looks like it's still treating fights with unconscious as the player screwed up. Oh. Position the window behind you. I know the trick here. The trick is great and fantastic and amazing, and it makes no goddamn sense. That music you heard was me starting up a second copy of the game. And normally I'd sit here and go, okay, well, you know, I sort of know the answer to this one, and I'm gonna, no, the reward here is too good. I'm not willing to put up with that crap. Basically just because it's actually a pretty good piece of gear. In this case it doesn't look that great. But, you know, you also have to keep in mind it's at level 1. It's arguably the second best sporadic guard item out there. So it's pretty good. And as mentioned, that these enemies are misery. They are as good of a reason to put on that delusion cocoon as we will find. Hilariously, the enemies that have the larger sets of wings in their on-field sprite are less dangerous than the enemies with the smaller sets of wings. Also, I was speeding through, so I didn't actually see that attack that the angel did there. But one of the attacks that they can do is Cutthroat. I believe, as I recall. Now, we need to get fairly lucky to be able to kill those quickly. And of course, they're reasonably aggressive and fast. But these are the less dangerous of the two. And of course, one of the problems with trying to take things out without using SP is that, you know, sometimes we just get crash luck. Huh. I'd not noticed that they move based off how you move. Now here all I'm trying to do is... Well, actually, that's dumb as hell. What I should be doing is just sitting here. Because they don't move if we don't move. I believe that's true for both types of angels. That's annoying. So I believe these angels are only in 2 rooms. But, you know, that really doesn't matter. When they're as strong as they are. It's not much of a consolation when they're kicking your ass on the reg. Well, and I think that one's gonna come over and block, so I'll need to get into another fight to leave. Yep. that's why I was trying to rush through that one. I knew it, well, I knew it wasn't that long. And see, here's one of the nice things. We can just sit here, wait for that to heal, and once we're healed, step down into it. Okay, that is actually useful. That... I think that'll still ultimately be a damage increase. Although I do wish we had more crit. And when we eventually do replace the Keldalate with the Zara Sword, following leveling that up, that will be a nice crit increase there. But of course, some of the time we'll just miss. Yeah, this is one of the issues with this room. We probably need to clear out most of the angels just to get to the chests. The Twin Tail might help us. Tough to tell. We might be able to get lucky with enemy placement here. I'd say that's still pretty lucky. The Angel's single targeting Eretz both times, I'd say, is also pretty lucky. And we have another 2 story sections. That's surprising. Not again. I was interested in the rest of that story, even though it's still all blank white pages. Well, listen for a second, I thought of something good. I'll provide stuff for you to write about. Well, that's fine and all, however I already have a story inside my head. Putting it down on paper is as easy to do as breathing. So no reason to ask for others for help. Well, for chapter 1, how about you write a story about trying to reach a high place? Listen when people are talking, please. What should we do for the characters? You can use me as a model if you'd like. Just how thick are you? Okay, then I'll tell you about my experiences. It might help you beat that writer's block. I'm gonna start, okay? Just do whatever you want. I won't be listening. Well then, let me get started. Where was that place again? In the middle of the continent. I forget the name of it, but there was a very tall... Hey, long time no see. How's it going? Show it to me. Fine. Ooh, great. It's not all blank anymore. So they're climbing a tower, I don't need your feedback. I didn't write it for that reason. It's not something to show other people. Oh yeah? Well then tell me, why do you write stories? I guess I just do. So I'm the only reader, huh? That makes me pretty happy, I guess. So how about it? Can I ramble on a bit again? Yeah, go ahead, say whatever you want. I won't be listening though. Well then, let me get started. I had a friend. It was a guy named Eretz. Not really sure if he was a good or bad guy, but he was into a lot of shady things. But yeah, not that long ago. So, we have an unknown character. But I think it's safe to assume that the yellow is Aries. This Aries. Aries is clothes. Aries. The reason why Sarah in the Demon King Chronicle is named Sarah. Because we were just hearing Aries tell Harold about Eretz. Eretz. Reason why Ritzia is named Ritzia Eretz. Now, I'll get into this in a moment, but the Japanese names are slightly different. Now, Aries is still Aries. Arisu. Eretz is still Eretz. Eretsu. Flodnar is still essentially Flodnar. Frodona. Or Fradna. I'm not actually sure how that one would be pronounced. And Sarah is still Sarah. But Ritzia is Tsuiria. Randolph is still Randolph. Randolph, the party member, is not. And part of that is due to the way Japanese naming is done versus English naming. In English, you want to name a kid after your friend Greg, you name him Greg. In Japanese, it's, okay, you want to name a kid after your friend Aries. Will you use that is Are-su, you would use maybe Are as part of his name, or Resu as part of his name. And in some cases, you would also rearrange it. Japanese names based off of specific words aren't always obvious. A good example of this, Camille's name in Japanese is Hamari. Now that is sorta known to be a reference to a flower, but in English it's obviously a reference to the camellia flower. Or camellia, I actually don't know how that one's pronounced either. In Japanese, though, it could be a reference to the camellia flower or the amaryllis. That goddamn amaryllis. And it's not obvious which one it is. So, it's just interesting. Oh, and as to what Randolph's Japanese name is, it's Rudolph. It has the same Dolph ending, but has a different starting character. It uses Ru instead of Ra and N. So we are doing decently. On the drops from the imagination. There are, of course, a lot of chests there. But you might notice that there isn't the 263 I mentioned before. We've not seen all the areas. The Cave Chronicle that we fell into earlier and died from the fall. Which one is this? Defend 50 times. Okay. Most likely, because I'm probably going to get eventually all of them but the 50,000 gold and deal 1,000 damage in an attack, I'm probably going to end up getting everything but these Camille stamina up ones. Or maybe, if I haven't already grabbed them, maybe the Camille energy up ones. She, also probably Waterboy Resolve. Waterboy Resolve mostly only has bad spells, bad, things associated with it. The problem is, everything in this final area is really, really good, but some of them are only useful once you're at the point where they have an effect. So I'm going to hold off on those for a bit. I'll need to keep in mind that I need probably 18 grand for those. Assuming I don't grab Heaven's Blessing right now. Oh, what's our new glossary entry? Ritzia. I think that's actually a little bit premature, because we have only just heard. I don't remember what the conflict does. repression. Well, let's check what the. Well, actually, no. I can check without opening up the stats menu. Well, repression is a lot of skill, but it does make you take twice as much damage. So. No, probably not worth it. Projection is a tiny amount of health. Denial is a decent amount of defense, but we don't really have that much use for it. Echoic memory was like 60 health, which the problem is that is once it is leveled. Conflict is a bit of health and a bit of defense, actually more health than the projection did. And even that, I just don't think it's worth it. Now, I am trying to keep my cash up because there is something in this area that I'm going to want to purchase. But, what are these red enemies? Catharsis. Okay, these have a hell of a lot of HP. They look like they're only aggressive if they see you, well, effectively see you. That is annoying. Yeah, I need to get another level for that delusion cocoon. What are you, tree? Anything. Catharsis. Catharsis is just HP. So, again, not a big deal. It's 40 base. So that's an okay-ish amount. Oh, that is it just... Damn it. I hit the wrong button. Which might well be the most annoying way to not get a chest. I believe these are standard-ass red enemies. So, I mean, if we clear out a whole bunch of these, they would not respawn for a while. no reason not to have him use Light Axe. Yeah, they are just standard old red enemies. What in the world are you? Ambivalent. Okay, so I don't know what that attack everyone skill was, but it is very dangerous. So we want to pretty much avoid ambivalence. Hey there, reason I was keeping 12,000 gold. Now, the baby's breath is the recover SP when defending item I was looking for. Now, unfortunately, there's not really a spot for the Daybreak Club with our current setup. I don't know why that rock is green. Ah, that is that super dangerous attack of his. Oh, don't have the SP for that. believe this area isn't super long, but holy shit, are these enemies dangerous at times. Oh yeah, this is a real annoying section. Okay. Well, and hey, would you look at that? It's another escape for us. Now, basically, that is kind of the way that tends to go. That last area is extremely dangerous. Now, I probably should be set up for more HP than this, but this will probably be fine. Because I'm just going for that cave. Now, due to various things, I'm going to take it slow as hell, but that's not really strictly necessary. I just don't, I don't feel that much stronger than I was when I was originally going through here. Even though I pretty demonstrably am. Especially since this last time I went through here I didn't have healing magic. Speaking of which, the healing magic as well as the starfall magic are both things that additionally suggest the Willstone as being Eritz's. Because of course one of the things he said to Kumo is there is no healing magic, there is no starfall magic, there is no holy sword that cuts the dark. Or light sword, I don't remember the exact. The holy sword that cuts the dark, yeah. Since I could check it by checking Emil's gear. That's annoying with that, honestly, might be easier just to get that with a light axe and guarantee its death. No, I'm gonna hold off for a second just so we can get the rest of that healing. Now, I don't know if there are any enemies in here. Looks like there are. That is probably a good thing. Well, what are you? You are 4 chests. More rice. That would be more no-name choice wine. Interesting. I should have actually done healing with him, but... Well, this twin tail has proved itself incredibly valuable so far. I think that's the only thing that's in here, but so yeah, that's a good example of when Camille doesn't have skill, as she currently really doesn't. Even Inferno, which is the second strongest spell we have right now. Isn't that good? But one thing we do have access to additional of... Whoa, that's... Oh, that's not good. Now, because we got to it with these, I can show off here. I wasn't expecting that to break that. Hey there. Did you lose some weight? Not really. Ooh, chapter 2 is about the ocean. Is the main character this chapter a bad guy? Wait a second. This is Eretz, isn't it? Who's that? Oh, that's just messed up. So the enemy is a white whale. Is the whiteness of the whale supposed to represent good? Is that the theme? Then the darker hero beats him up? Symbolizing human nature at its worst? That's deep stuff. I haven't put that much thought into it. The main character defeats a strong-looking enemy. That's all it's supposed to be. Oh yeah? Well, I'd leave the interpretation up to the reader. If you like your own interpretation, you can read it like that. That's kind of irresponsible, isn't it? Oh, by the way, it was born. What was? A baby. Congratulations, I guess? Whose is it? The flower I got from you before. I gave it to a pregnant lady in the village. I told her it was a charm for safe delivery. It ended up being pretty tough, though. She gave birth safely. It was a girl. She named the baby after the flower. I see. I didn't know that flower was a charm for safe deliveries. I didn't either. Hey, you were just calling me irresponsible? Even if it's their own interpretation, it's fine as long as someone's happy. You're right. I guess that's how it is. Well then, I'll ramble to myself again. I've got a lot of stuff to talk about. Yeah, go ahead. There's a guy I know named Flodnar. Said his hometown was some high-up mountain town. This guy, he was one of those big, sturdy types. Hey there, I'm back. You lost weight again. Are you eating properly? Let's see, the 3rd chapter. Oh, you've barely written anything yet. Sorry. The pen just wouldn't flow. I see. Well, don't try to force it out. But there is a problem. My time is coming. I've got another 10 days, maybe. Is that so? Well, then you better get to work. Yeah, I guess so. Can you finish it? I'll finish it. All that's left is the 3rd chapter, the story of the dragon. Then there's just the final chapter. Just a little more. Yep, just a little more. What kind of story is the final chapter? You want to know? Yeah. Alright, I'll tell you. The final chapter is... a dick move. Oh. And if we want to get to the final chapter, we can do this. Now, this is a fairly linear path. By which I mean, it is entirely linear. And that thing is a tremendous dick. I don't know if it was really visible what I was going for there. But there was one item, one star, that was staying static. Now that's actually annoying, of course, because it's a good item. Oh, that's weird. I don't know what that's supposed to say. I don't know what that's... Hey, we've met something that the English doesn't actually show. Maybe that's prevents. You know, I should probably actually bring the translate thing up. Resists. Cool. So dropping non-English characters actually kind of fucks you here. I'm not 100% certain who I'm going to want this on. I don't know that it's necessarily a piece we're going to want to have all the time. It's good, not great, basically. I'm curious, though. As I interrupt myself by sneezing ridiculously. Now we have Herald Deisters. We have Eretz and Ritzia. We have Flodner. We don't have Randolph yet. We have no Eris or Ares. No Sarah. And we're pretty decent, but not perfect on treasure chests. I'm trying to, quickly calculate in my head about where we are. And now I'm saying fuck that, and I'm opening up Windows Calculator. Okay, we are, annoyingly, we're 2 away from that 200 chest mark. That's not a huge deal. It's not like that's stopping us from getting something. But it's also not that difficult to fix. So, let's, since I need to work on it anyway, you know, I'm going to go to the Hamlet, and, because you see, the first item is in the room with the killer rats. And I say first item, but it's really the first 2 items. Which means I will be at that 200 chest mark. And no, once you actually successfully hit that off, there is no stopping the generation of rats. Unfortunately. Unfortunately, they don't actually do any damage to us, but I still want to avoid fighting too many at once, not because they can hurt us, but actually precisely the opposite, because they can't hurt us. This is great for getting item levels. Now, this is, in my opinion, one of my least favorite items to grab. Mainly because I always forget about it. Case in point being this time around. Needing to grab it after I've grabbed everything but a pot in the Hamlet. So now we should be at 200 items. I'll double check, but I'm not actually going to purchase anything with it. That's not true. I'm going to grab up the early crit if we are at 5 points. I mean, we should be at the... But it might be... Okay, yeah. 200 chests. What I was going to say is it might be set up to be more than 200 chests. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So, 3 crit, which is actually still good even now, even end of game. And I think that's going to be it for this time. I'm going to grind up some item levels off screen. But otherwise, that is it for now.